I'll respond to a few questions. But again, let me also take an opportunity to give a comment about our comrades that are in jail in Chitalia and many other known and unknown detention centers. Many of you saw some of our comrades, like our Secretary General said, they could not walk when they came to court. They've lost their rights. Their hair has been shaved off. Interestingly, they are being treated even worse than non-Ugandans, because I was informed that while Nubian Lee, Eddie Mutwe and all others were subjected to compulsory hair and beard shaving, even against their will, the non-Ugandans, some of them white and others Indians, are actually remaining with their right to maintain their hair. That is very, very disturbing to see that there is discrimination against our own selves in our own prisons. Also, to add my voice on the call against the ongoing Panda Gari, the ongoing notorious drone cars that go around picking our people, the same notorious vehicles that picked Selector David from his house, detained him for more than 3 weeks, incognito, and many others. We condemn that. We remind Ugandans that Panda Gari is back. What we used to dread in the stories about the Idi Amin regime are back and worse than they used to be. But we stand firm and we know that we are going to defeat all this evil. Also a question about the letter that I wrote to the NBS TV protesting their biased nature and their compromising nature in reporting about the elections. First and foremost, I want to remind you that that was a protest letter, and in my own analysis and the analysis of my team, that is the most decent, brotherly and human thing that we could do to communicate our dissatisfaction. So I stand by every word in that letter, and I reassert it that we have it as a policy, as a value, to be clear and be assertive whenever anybody is wrong. If we can call General Museveni to order, we can call anybody to order, and we remind all Ugandans that we can and must also be called to order. That is what we believe. When you are wrong, no matter who you are. The Electoral Commission declared that nobody had the right to have a tally center or even to announce results. While everybody else was tallying, we still ask questions why and how NBS TV retained their right to have a tally center, which they communicated all through. But most importantly, how and where did they get those results they were laying? Those are questions that deserve answers. So we still stand by our opinion that we believe that NBS TV was used to defeat the will of the people of Uganda illegally and unconstitutionally. And we continue to say, with all due respect, that that was wrong, it is wrong now, and it will be wrong in the future. And we remind them that all our corporate bodies that have been used by dictatorships to defeat the will of the people have many times paid the price of their wrongdoing, soon or later. So we remind you that we wrote that letter in full due respect and with love. We did not call for any protest against NBS TV. We did not call for any boycott. We did not call for any hatred. We know that very many NBS journalists have suffered the brutality of the regime in the line of duty. We respect them as journalists. We know they have some of the journalists that have held to their journalism values. But again, we assert that the media station was used illegally and wrongly. And the most decent thing they could do is to apologize to Ugandans because they were wrong. We are in agreement with all change-seeking forces that this was a sham election. It was rigged, it must be and will be, in fact, is being challenged in the Supreme Court of Uganda. Many of the forces of change, former presidential candidates, citizens, and other change-seeking forces have pledged their support for us. By and by, we shall be revealing those that are practically joining the case. But you have seen the Alliance for National Transformation offering assistance in all ways. The same offer we've gotten from our brothers and sisters from the FDC, and we continue to get support from various former presidential candidates and various political formations. Thank you very much.
Yeah, zoom in. Explode.